Right, in a big news coming in from down south, the central government has now taken a serious note of the Chinnaswamy Stadium Stampede incident and approved the suspension of 3 senior IPS officers. This decision comes as a major development following the state's action against the officers for alleged dereliction of duty. The Karnataka government had earlier suspended IPS officers Dayanand Dayanand there, Vikas Kumar and Shekhar in connection with the incident. The state had sent a detailed report regarding their suspension to the centre, which has now given its formal approval. Following the centre's nod, the Department of Personnel and Administrative Reforms has been notified. The action was taken citing lapses in duty that allegedly contributed to the chaotic scenes at the stadium, which led to injuries and public outrage. The suspension of these officers marks a strong message about accountability in public safety matters, especially during high-profile events such as the IPL match where the Stampede took place. This also marks a major setback for the officers as the centre's endorsement strengthens the state's disciplinary action. The CMO has stated that the state government is advised to issue charge sheet against the officers within 30 days. Let me quickly go across to my colleague Vajiullah, who joins me live from Bengaluru with more details on the same. Vaji, Centre approved suspension of 3 IPS officers. With this, the state government, which had so far faced public flack, now gets a big boost. That's a strong turnaround, wouldn't you say that?
Well, there are two ways to looking into it. One, yes, it is a setback for these officers who were suspended with the center now doing this, but it is also procedural for the state government to inform the center with regards to the suspension of officers in the state, and that is what has happened in this case. And the center, in more than one case, more than usual cases, approves the suspension as it feels that whatever the state does, it does what it deems for its own state. So on those lines, yes, it is procedural, but it is also a setback for the officers because it also marks what you also mentioned that the state or the center does not agree on any lapses when it comes to disciplinary action or when it comes to uh, issues at a large scale like this, a stampede like this, which almost killed a lot of people injured on a day when it was a celebration. So the center also agrees to the fact that yes, there was some accountability that had to be set in place, and that is what has been done with the suspension of these officers, and it acknowledges the move of the state government, and now the state government will have to file a charge sheet against these officers in the coming 30 days and file a report. Well, we also know that inquiries are going on. There is a judicial inquiry, there is a magisterial inquiry, uh, and the police also is inquiring on the other hand. We also heard the chief minister yesterday saying when he's had the police officers meeting where he mentioned about this particular incident, and he said that the suspension of officers was necessary as those people who were not doing their duties had to be put into task, and that is what has been done here. So we have been seeing this clamor around the Chinnaswamy Stadium and how the entire stampede that took place had to be made accountable, and who was responsible, and that is what the center has done today, Neha.
Right, and also, Vaji, I think $1 million question, I'm sure you'd agree with me when I ask you, is that will this accountability go beyond suspensions?
Well, Neha, the officers are already suspended, and the investigation in this entire matter is already underway. We have the Deputy DC District Collector Jagdish doing a magisterial inquiry. He has spoken to Dayanand also yesterday with regards to what happened. And from what we've also learned is the officers have said that the idea of free passes, free entry is what ignited the entire crowd to reach Chinnaswamy Stadium. While on the other hand, a judicial inquiry under Michael Dapuna is also underway, and the police otherwise is also investigating the entire matter and what were the lapses that could be done. Therefore, these officers who were a part of the entire operation have been already suspended in this matter.